Yeah, Wolf, I'm gonna knock down the quote unquote accuracy and range of
Mhm.
it. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Just fucking bullshit.
I mean, I
My
don't
HK
know.
for 17. Yeah, my HK for 17. There is a reason why people want it.
Mhm.
It shoots hella accurate. It's not a tight bore. It's it is a precision barrel, but it's not a tight bore.
Is it a wide bore? Is that what it's counted
Yeah,
as? Yeah.
yeah. Um, it's low powered again. Tukumarui is known for making low powered guns,
Mhm.
but again, think about it this simple way: if you don't squeeze every ounce of power out of it, it's not going to break as fast.
Yeah.
Like, was it the 80s or something that the car manufacturers agreed to having a rule where they were only allowed to have cars going to a certain speed? I think it was.
Yeah. At least street legal cars or like
Yeah,
non-exotic, like sports cars, things like that. Yeah.
yeah.
There was
The
like
point
a
was,
sort of, I don't remember what it was. There was like a sort of agreement on like
yeah,
the certain parameters of
no more,
performance.
no more performance than this kind of speed and this kind of
Yeah.
horsepower.
And it was mainly
But
for
they,
price like management. That was the main reason why.
nah,
I
it wasn't
think.
that. It was something
Is
else. It was something about not so many accidents and stuff like that.
Well, that's what I mean. Like the
Uh,
cost, like for like accidents, cost for infrastructure maintenance, that sort of stuff. That
mhm.
was kind of the reason. Not cost of
But
the cars. God no, cost of the cars is still going up. That's not the problem.
yeah, yeah.
It's the
But
cost of like maintenance, that sort of stuff for infrastructure
yeah,
accidents.
my argument here is the fact we all know about Toyota, right?
E,
One of the
they just
cars that
work.
basically never breaks down. Yeah,
They work.
Toyota took a Marui.
Mm-hmm.
They have something in common, or more than once, from
Mm-hmm.
Japan. Made the last. Um, the engine blocks of many of the Toyotas back then were solid AF. Like you could basically shoot the engine and it still would work.
Probably, I wouldn't doubt it.
The Tokimarui from Japan. It's made simple and easy and low power because why do you need more? Because you have to think about it also that Tokimarui was first built to be used in Japan
Mm-hmm.
because of the laws and rules and agreement from after World War II.
Yep.
So they didn't want to have the guns too powerful because there was no need for it.
No. And a lot of fields in
And
Japan are CQB fields, so you don't need the big oomph to like
exactly,
reach out and touch people. It's not needed.
exactly.
Which is why I'm not
So
knocking TM for the NGRS thing. I honestly have no
mhm,
skin in the game. I don't own one. I've never shot one because the ones that I've been around have never worked properly. You know,
mhm,
so I have no skin in the game. It's just from the people I've talked to, and it's not just like randos who picked up an NGRS because they thought it was cool. They picked it up
mhm,
because they knew what they were doing, and they have always had problems with it, and they hate it. So
yeah,
I didn't understand what the appeal was myself, or if
yeah,
something was just very bad about it. So
yeah.
I have no
If
skin in
you
that
ever
game
come to
myself.
Norway, Wolf, if you
Mm-hmm.
ever come to Norway and meeting me and joining me to Airsoft game,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna allow you to try out my Tukumarui for 17. And I'm gonna guarantee you one thing: you're gonna leave that Airsoft field with a smile because you actually loved it.
Yeah. Say, like I said, I've never shot one, so I have no skin in the game.
Hmm.
None. I'm not dissing on TM. I'm not dissing on the NGRS. I'm just going off of what I've been told and the context with which it's been told to me. So just
Yeah,
I know a lot of people that are not they get it and they're not happy with it and they kind of regret buying it. It's like
yeah.
why?
There is people like that here in Norway as well.
Yeah.
One of them is actually not too far away from where I live.
Mm-hmm.
He bought himself an HK for 7. No, not for 17, but for 16.
Mm-hmm.
He tuned it up AF and it broke.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I'm just pointing at him because he was the fault in that case.
Yeah. Which I mean,
Leave the gun as it is.
you say,
and it's
maybe
fine.
man, that might have been the case, but I mean, from what I was told and from the context that I was given, they tried it, didn't like how it performed, so they tried to mess with it afterwards, and it just still doesn't do what they want it to. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see a lot
Again-
of them out at the field because the people that had them don't really give them a lot of solid reviews. So
Mhm.
that's just from my experience. So
Maybe I should come to the US and bring my 417.
you should. I've not seen a 417. That'd be really cool. I'll use it in the thumbnail and then not play with it to get the clout. Guys, I
Yeah.
saw a 417. Holy shit!
All the way
Also,
from
Luna's
Norway.
Also, Luna's here.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Luna's here, but also 417. Holy shit!
Ah!
Yeah, no. 417 is kind of a unicorn gun over here. I've never seen one,
Mhm.
so they're not very very common here as far as I know. I've never seen one. I don't think. No, I don't think so. I've seen
I'm gonna-
the fucking G36 marksman rifle though. I've seen that. That was fucking weird. That was wild.
PSG-1.
No, not the PSG-1. The actual. Oh, excuse me. The actual like marksman rifle of the G36. It's like the fucking SLR or some shit like that. Where the fuck that one is? It's literally the G36 with a marksman stock, a really long ass handguard, and a really long barrel. And like I think it's like a 10 or 12 round mag or some shit like that. But it's huge. It's fucking long. Makes the G36 K look tiny, just by how long that bitch is. I don't know what that's called, but there is a marksman rifle version of the G36, but I can't remember what it is.
Yeah.
I've seen one of those before. It's weird. And the way that dude had it tuned out, it was so quiet. So quiet. And it was an AEG. I don't know how he did it, but it was so quiet.
You're talking about the SL8 and SL9?
Yeah, SL9. I think it was the SL9 that he had. Whichever one.
SL8 and SL9.
Whichever one is the longer of the two.
They are basically the same. The only one is the SL9 is a little bit differently built.
Okay.
The SL8 was the first gen, basically, of those two.
Ah, gotcha. Gotcha.
But again, a lot of the design and ideas from for the SL8 and SL9 is from the G3, motherfuckers.
Indeed. I mean, the G36
Or
as a whole is kind of
PSG-1.
Yeah, PSG-1 is very indicative of the G36 marksman boys, the SL8, SL9.
Zero wants to join the call. That's up to you, Wolf.
I mean, are you gonna be dipping here in a little bit? Because if so, I was gonna go play Kingdoms and Castles if you were gonna dip here. Or I was gonna.
I don't
play
know
something
yet.
else. Okay.
It's about 4 in the morning, so
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean, if you want to head out to go schlump, that's fine. I was gonna go play something else for a little bit for the rest of the stream. I do need to go to the bathroom though. For a little
Yeah.
bit, so
Yeah.
run. That's up to you. So I'm gonna go to the bathroom
Run.
real quick.
Run.
Entertain the masses.
I will try.
Ah, shit! I fucking double clicked. Son of a bitch.
Lol. I don't know, Zero. You actually might have to beg Wolf for that, but I don't think he's gonna let you in. After all, he did say that he's gonna most likely go and play that castle game afterwards. But yeah, is there any other Airsoft questions anybody have in the chat? Jay Golden, Megan, Zero, anybody? You're not gonna beg. You sure about that? Are you gonna demand it? I'm kidding. Yeah. We were actually hoping that people would show up for the event on DayZ today, but maybe next week. I don't know. Maybe or through one of the other days next week. I don't know. That's gonna be a little bit up to Wolf and you guys. For me, it's fine whatever day, actually. And yeah, I'm actually getting tired, so I might jump off in a bit. Yippee. So, is there no questions at all? Ah, nice. Yeah, next month we are actually planning to have some sort of a swap meet. Oh, you're at his place. Ah, fun. So I assume you guys are actually talking about airsoft then at his location. That's why you're actually asking if you could join the call.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Any war crimes committed? Any fires burned?
Yeah,
No, nothing.
we don't talk about that. We don't
Okay,
talk about that.
That's fine. I won't ask. I won't ask. I will not ask. I know nothing.
But I do start to have an idea of why Zero wanted to join the call.
Hmm.
Apparently, he is over at his friend, and they are gonna go for a airsoft swap meet.
Oh, fun! I haven't been to one of those.
So I think he wanted to join because of airsoft conversation.
Ah, gotcha.
But that's totally up to you because you are the boss. Yeah, Megan. What's the question?
Megan has a question. Yes. Questions. I think if we the just kind of answering Zero's question, if we do more if you guys like this sort of format where we just kind of sit and like talk and do a quote unquote podcast, or we make this more of like a segment, I might rotate people out and just do like one and like two people or like three people, just kind of keep it like that.
Yeah.
So for this first one, I think it's going to be me and Luna, and then after that, we'll start kind of rotating people around, and seeing what's going on. I know Ghost and I have talked about doing this, like me and him with like one extra person as well. So this is just kind of a tester to see how it works. So
I do know that it could actually work just fine with 4, but depending on people.
Yeah.
Like apparently you and Ghost goes quite well. Me and you go quite well. Zero, I don't know. Can we trust that guy? Can we really trust him?
I don't know.
Debatable. Debatable.
At some point, I would really like to have one of the podcasts where it's me, you, and Ghost, and we talk about like experiences in airsoft that aren't necessarily like specific airsoft things, but like different stories we all have. Because I know he's got some good ones, I've got some good ones, and I'm sure you've got some really funny ones too, just in general. But
well, Megan, I have something actually quite fun to tell you about that. But that's actually back into my first time joining a team. The squad lead I had back at that time, he was a special guy. He was really special. He had all the like respect for me. I don't know why, but because I was just a special person, maybe. But he did have a short fuse. And the funny thing was, like, there was a guy who joined us a few times who were actually doing a lot of the non-fun things in airsoft. Cheating, like not calling the hits, and going out of like the field, for example, just to snipe people and doing a lot of fucked up things. And the last thing, and I'm actually laughing about it now because it's so ridiculous fun to think about. He accidentally forgot to take out the mag, empty the gun in the safe zone. So he shot by accident the gun, and the BB struck my teammate or my boss's helmet in the safe zone after he just took off his glasses. And I think I could count maybe 2 or 3 seconds before that rifle was basically twisted around the tree close by. I have never seen so many pieces of airsoft rifle fly before. It's something that I have told a lot of people because it is like the good fact of like having a good temper, but also focusing on safety first. Because this guy who was my squad lead, you could try to do whatever the fuck you wanted with him, but as soon as it came to safety, he would fucking kill you if that was the case, if you almost hurt somebody. He was not tolerating shit when it comes to safety. So yeah.
Alrighty then.
Mm-hmm. You, Wolf. What about you?
This is gonna make me look really stupid, and that's okay. I'm ready for it. When I first started playing, because I didn't know anything and I was a goober. I was an ACU enjoyer. I was like the fucking gray digi camo that was used in the early 2000s in the US. That was my first like full kit that I made, and I thought, oh man, this is the best kit ever. And then I found out about like woodland camos and like tans, like multicam camos, and I was like, oh shit, I've been doing it wrong. That was a big one for me. Because up until that point, I thought that I blended in so well with my digi camo. Come to find out, I did not. Yeah, that one, that was not great. That one was unfortunate.
Yeah, I can bet.
Yeah, that one wasn't fun.
I remember that I started with the old Norwegian camo. That was what I started with.
Yeah. You see, I started off. I mean, the very first time I went out, I was wearing like a gray long sleeve shirt and I think like camo colored jeans, which wasn't terrible for like a very like beginner type thing. But then I decided that Digicam was the camo I wanted to go with. Of course, this was before the days of like multicam, before like multicam was like really, really a big thing. So digital like ACUs were very, very easy to get and very inexpensive. So that was part of the appeal. But also Woodland was available, Desert Tri Camo, like all these other camos that would have blended in a lot better than digital like UCP or ACU existed. And I thought, nah, my digis are gonna protect me, gonna make me the sneakiest man on earth. And in fact, I was just a really brightly colored gray schmear running through a forest, thinking I was the sneakiest motherfucker ever.
So you were basically running around almost like there was a like bright neon sign.
Yeah, saying shoot
like,
me.
He's right here.
Exactly, because it was the original field I played at was prime like 20% like town field sort of feel, kind of like at Bing, how it's like the built up like wooden shacks. It was 20% that. The other 80% was a very densely packed forest with a lot of foliage. So I didn't blend into shit.
Yeah.
Running around in the digital, like, gray, bluey color. I would have been much better served with, like, M81 or, like, Flecktarn or even fucking ATAX or some shit.
Yeah.
The gray digital camo was not the move. I didn't realize that for a number of years. So my first couple of years, like 2-3 years, were digital ACUs. That was what I did.
The only place I could like consider using that camo is if I was playing in a quarry or something, with a lot of gray stones and stuff like that.
Or like an urban environment, like a city with a bunch of skyscrapers and shit that are stone colored. It works well for that environment. Doesn't work well in the forest at all.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, definitely not the forest. I rather like cover myself in pink paint or something. It would work better.
Yeah, that was
Because nobody would shoot.
That's an early memory for me, is realizing, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
What have I done?
But if I go back to the guy who was like short-tempered when it comes to people fucking up with him, he was the kind of guy who were also bodybuilding. So it was kind of fun when I met him after I started transitioning from male to female. Because he was like, well, okay. I never knew we had a girl in the team back then. All right. Fuck yeah. And I joined him and some other people to a party one time. And the funny thing was, like, he wanted to show how strong he was, because there was some people who was like, you don't actually look that strong. And he actually just fucking lifted me up. I don't know why. I was like not prepared for that. I was like, what the hell?
That's one way to do it, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't
lifted
know if that's
me
a
up.
compliment or an insult to your weight, but take it as you will, I guess.
Yeah. Maybe.
Really bold maneuver, because you really don't know how that person's going to react if you do that to somebody.
Yeah. But again, he knew me well enough to know that I actually am totally fine with a joke. But this is actually not something that's actually quite funny at all or anything like that. But it's kind of funny also how he protected me at the same party. Because, in a party, people drink, get drunk, and stuff. And there was one guy who was a little bit too clingy. He actually started to, like, pick on my dress, like lifting on the shoulder straps on the dress.
Yeah, that's a no. You don't want that.
No. When my friend realized this was going on, he lifted this guy up, one arm, and he gave him like 10 seconds to leave the area, otherwise he would have to call the ambulance or something, because he was not happy. Nobody touches
to leave
me.
here in a body bag, I suggest you leave now.
Yes. So
pretty much.
I wish that guy would still be around. I think he moved to Oslo or something because of like some work and stuff like that. I haven't spoken with him for 12, 14 years now. So yeah. But again, like, he was one of the guys who actually got me into airsoft as well. Like, sure, I bought the MP5 before I met him. I accidentally met him in some sort of work environment, and we just started talking, and suddenly well, if you just got yourself an airsoft gun, do you have a place to play? No. Join us. I'll pick you up and everything, like blah 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 blah, and it just bloomed. So yeah, I missed that time. I missed that guy.
I had a similar instance at my original field. It's no longer there anymore. They closed down a long time ago. But it was actually the first time that Ghost went with me to go airsofting, because I had been doing it for about a year and a half before he ever got into it. Actually, it might have been closer to 2 before he ever went to the field with us. I can't quite remember. But I mean, he'll probably tell the story about the same as I would. Me and Ghost and one of our other buddies, the buddy that got me into airsoft, we were all out for, because Bing does like their mini Milsim events that I've done on the channel before, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like the 8-hour event where it's just continuous play with only like a single break in it. And this field did their very first one of those before I ever went to Bing. And at this particular event, we met a dude
Present me with your backside.
that. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, hi, dude. How's it going? I was very confused. Hello. Thank you for the unfollow and refollow. But I met a dude, and me and Ghost both had the same sort of instance. I think this is where, at least me, I can't say this for Ghost, but this is where the switch in my brain sort of happened, where it's like, holy shit, this is what airsoft can be. Because this dude, straight up, I don't know, I've never seen this guy ever again afterwards. I don't know what happened to him. I've never seen him before, or like after this rather. But he literally, he had to have been like a 30, like late 20s, early 30s dude. He grabbed the three of us, which at the time I was maybe like 16, 17, maybe at most. He just grabbed a bunch of us teenagers and took us with him to do this like super fucking cool mission mid like event. And we snuck all the way around from where our spawn was, like our FOB, our forward operating base, all the way to the enemy's forward operating base, doing actual tactics, doing like call outs, all this shit. And we ran like an actual legit unit for all of like an hour and a half. It was the fucking coolest thing I'd ever done in airsoft up to that point. And that's right. That right there was the moment where I was like, you know what? This is how I want to play airsoft from now on, doing cool shit like this all the time. So, that's really what brought me into the fold of like the Milsim crowd, was that moment. That's kind of when I switched more from just kind of playing it, just kind of not really doing anything, like just doing whatever the game mode was, to playing, like actually trying to formulate a play style and trying to like learn how to actually play instead of just running around like an idiot. So I think at some point, you know, I think everybody in airsoft has somebody like that. Hopefully it's a positive experience and not like a negative, like I don't ever want to be like that person that formulates how they play airsoft. But having a positive, like this is how I want to play airsoft, I think that's super important for people. Which is why I always try to be nice to new players, regardless of like, even if it's like the dad that's playing airsoft for the first time with their kid, trying to be nice to that pair of people, and you know, help them out when I can. That's super important. Not just for, you know, not just because it like, you know, it paints me in a good image for cameras, you know, whatever. That's not important. I think it's important to be that positive influence. If I can be the guy that influenced me to be a better player of airsoft for somebody else, that's awesome. Even if I don't get it on camera, that is cool. The fucking YouTube channel, I don't care. If I can be a positive influence on somebody and make someone's experience in airsoft like be that moment, that's fucking cool. So
yeah, that's actually something I totally freaking agree to, because if you're gonna introduce new people to airsoft, especially if this is the hobby you burn for, you shouldn't just like totally like kick their ass in the middle of the game, because that's demoralizing for people. Like if you say you see a lot of those videos on YouTube where some YouTubers try to boost the morale of some kids that is like standing behind some barrels or a big hand cover because they are scared of moving.
Oh yeah,
that is just the epic part of airsoft.
I try to do that a lot, even when I'm not out filming. Like that's just, you know, if I can help that kid that's hiding behind a fucking barrel, just afraid for his goddamn life.
Yes.
If I can help him get over that and actually enjoy the game in some fashion, even if I take the L and he keeps playing, I don't care. He's having a good time. That's fucking cool.
That's exactly what airsoft is about. So, like the guys I spoke about earlier, that the old team that I used to be with.
Yeah.
When I see them like grouping up as the team they are against all the noobs.
Yeah, there are teams like that we have at Bing too, and I that does make me cringe a little bit. It's like, why? Why not take the new players, man? Why not?
Take
I
them
mean,
under
sure,
your
it's
wings.
fun to go and wreck all the new players and get like the super high kills and stuff. Sure, it's fun to do that for you, but what about all the fucking people you're just absolutely annihilating? Is that really?
You
Is
know
it
what?
really that? Is that the peak of your airsoft gameplay? Is the best you
For
can
some,
do when you're playing against people that aren't as skilled as you? Is that
Mhm.
really the best, or is the best when you can take a bunch of new players against a bunch of experienced players and still kick the experienced players' ass? Is that your best? Because that sounds more like your best than just reaming a bunch of little kids that have never fucking played before.
Mhm.
If I'm being honest.
Like, I have like seen a lot of like different kind of communities and groups.
Mhm.
I can totally say that I've been part of 6 teams.
Mhm.
Like most of the teams have actually quit because of like getting families and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And here I am. I don't give a fuck about that. I'm still playing Airsoft.
Mhm.
And the funny thing is, like, I have seen so much up and down when it comes to like how people are treating new people and old people. Every time I have a chance to meet new people, especially at the local airsoft store,
Mm.
we give them the visit card that we have
Mhm.
and say that if they want to join us one day and have a nice chill game and have fun, and we will barbecue afterwards. But they actually get so excited because the attitude I give to them is that welcome, you are free to join us and have fun with us.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like pwn you because why would I do that? Because that's not fun.
There's a time and a place to get an ass beating, you know? There's a time and a place for it. You know, we all got to take the L at some point because that's how you get better
Hmm.
and that's how you learn.
Yeah.
Failure is the best teacher, I can promise you. There are many times before I started doing YouTube where I made a push that I did absolutely fucking horrible at because I did A, B, and C wrong. And then the next time I did it, I didn't do A, B, and C wrong, and suddenly it did pretty fucking well for a solo push. The solo
Yeah.
pushes I do on YouTube for like content now are the assortment of a bunch of failed attempts that you guys never saw before I ever started doing YouTube. So
Yeah. By the way, I agree to that logic, Zero.
I do
But
as
in
well. Yeah, I
many
did see that.
cases, I actually don't care if I get shot out. If I can guide somebody else to like understand how to progress, like how to get the angle on a certain other player. Because like a lot of people try to learn from video games,
Hmm. Which
right?
isn't bad. It's not terrible,
No, no,
but
no, 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 no. Of course not.
I mean, I did that
But
to a
if
certain
you,
degree, if I'm honest.
but the problem is if you adapt the logic of Call of Duty, for example, or Battlefield these days,
Hmm.
if you want to go sniper, for example, everybody's going to call you camper,
Hmm.
and you also think that it's easy to be an airsoft sniper.
No,
It's not.
no.
And also, having expensive equipment doesn't make you better.
That's
You can
we should
start.
do us. We should do one of these podcast episodes talking about misnomers in airsoft. I think that would be a really good
Mm-hmm.
one because that's a
I
really big
agree.
one. Having the expensive gear does not make you a better player. Experience
No,
and practice makes you a better player.
the
The
the,
gear
the thing
means
that
nothing
makes
if
you
you're shitty.
yeah, what actually makes you the best player is actually the attitude you give to everybody else.
Mm-hmm. That's also true.
If you if you watch yourself like making sure you don't act like an asshole, then you gotta be a scene. You're actually gonna realize that you have more followers afterwards
Mm-hmm.
because people are gonna look up to you because you're treating everybody with respect
Yep.
and
I've
not
I've
going
seen
around like I'm the
more.
best one.
I've seen more people at Bing that have really high kill counts. That
Hmm.
they just absolutely destroy the enemy team. That have a
Yeah.
horrible reputation and nobody likes them. Than I've seen people with really shitty kill counts that people don't like. Because the people
Hmm.
that have a good attitude and don't have as many, like, don't have the high kill count, like high KD and everything, typically are liked
Yeah.
way more because they know how to have fun rather than just making it a competition and just being an asshole to people. That's my general experience. But
Like, if I ever come to the US and join you on that field, I'm gonna have a hell of a good time.
Mhm.
And
I
afterwards,
think you would.
as
'Cause it's a
as
completely
one of my
different style
patches,
than what you're used to.
afterwards, then we can go and have tacos because I have a patch that says after this we're having tacos.
I mean, it's not like tacos, but there's a Taco Bell down the street. I've been known to
Ooh.
stop there after games before. I know it's trashy, not Mexican food. I don't care. Listen,
I don't give a fuck.
a soft shell taco and a fucking burrito from Taco Bell after a
Mm,
game of like a long 8-hour game of airsoft. Especially
mm-hmm.
because for me, the field is an hour and a half drive, give or take. That fucking
Yeah.
taco on the drive back to my house, man, that's the best fucking taco I've ever had. And it's not because it's a good taco, but just because I was fucking hungry, I was tired, and god damn it, did I have a long drive ahead of me. But god damn it,
Yeah.
that's a good day. That's a good way to end an airsoft day, if you ask me. Those are the best
Yeah.
fucking meals ever sometimes. Especially
Uh,
after AMS events. That fucking that Taco Bell
yeah.
after a 2-day AMS event at Bing, that hits different. Yes, I know it's trashy. Yes, I know it's not real Mexican food. I don't fucking care.
Exactly. You shouldn't care about that because as long as you like the food and you eat it, hey, who gives a fuck?
Exactly.
We have a burger shop not too far away.
Flirting with disaster there with that taco and dry. Yes, maybe, but
Um,
I haven't had disaster yet, so I'm gonna keep doing it. Not yet. My
yeah.
body has this
Uh,
great sense about it where it knows when I get back to the house, and then it's like, okay, now we gotta go. But it's chill all the
yeah.
way up to that point. Thank you, body,
Um,
for having good self control.
yeah. I remember when after like a few of the Airsoft games we have had before, like almost fully kitted because I guess it's basically the same as Stolen Valor in the US. Are you like fully kitted in tactical or clothing
On the
representing a military force? It's
uh,
quote unquote against the law.
yeah, that's stolen valor. Well, so
Yeah.
the way it works, it's not illegal to wear military clothing. I wear my gear, not like my plate carrier or anything. I wear my pants, like my
Hmm?
pants and everything. I wear that on the way to the field because again, it's a long drive. And I don't
Yeah.
want to have to like change clothes when I get there. If I lived closer, I wouldn't do that. But I do wear at a minimum my pants down there. Sometimes if it's cold,
Mm-hmm.
I'll wear my top because it keeps me nice and warm. Um,
Yeah.
but it's not illegal to wear your stuff. Like if you're in your car, it's kind of frowned upon to do it. It's when you start claiming military status and trying to claim benefit off of it, or like
Yeah.
that's where the illegal part comes in, to my understanding. It's not
Yeah.
patently illegal to just wear it. If you're not claiming military status and you open, like if someone asks you and you openly say I'm not military, I'm like doing airsoft, they'll probably laugh at you. If they don't like airsoft, or they'll probably like call you an idiot or something. If they know what airsoft is, they're like, oh, okay, whatever, cool. That's cool. I've had that happen
Mm-hmm.
before. Where like, are what are you put? Are you military? Why are you wearing like multicam shit? It's like, oh, I play airsoft like over here. Like I've done that at like the gas station there at Bing. There's a gas station like across the street where I've had that happen
Yeah.
before, and I've stopped in like to go to the bathroom really quick before I go to the field. And, like, what's going on? Why are you wearing all that? It's like, oh, I'm going to this airsoft field literally right down the road. It's like, oh, okay, we know what that is. We've had people come in. Cool, whatever.
Yeah.
It's when you start claiming that you're military and like all this other shit. Or just it depends on the person as well. Some people, they don't care if you try to explain it. They're like, oh, stolen valor, stolen valor. It's like, bruh, I'm not claiming military status. I'm doing nothing to hurt military people. It just depends who
Mm-hmm.
you're talking to. So
Exactly. Here in Norway, it's actually completely different.
mhm.
you can actually get a fine for wearing full kit. Like if you have top and bottom of a camo, even though it's German, Polish, Russian, whatever, a fully decked uniform, like pants and jacket or combat shirt, whatever, you could get a fine for that.
Interesting.
In Norway. Because here in Norway, the military, if they are going on leave, like having a weekend away from the military base, they travel with all the equipment, even a live rifle. Like on the bus, on the train, on the airport, whatever. They don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah.
Because the legit soldier doing this are allowed to do this because it's basically part of the exercise of being ready in case something happens.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have ever heard about this terrorizing of Oslo. There was a guy who bombed some part of the government buildings in Oslo, and then he went to shoot some people on an island.
Not off the top of my head. It sounds kind of familiar, yes, but not.
Yes,
I wouldn't be able to tell you anything about it, even if I like dug into my brain. I wouldn't be able to tell you anything.
To say it this way, when that happened, the whole military system in Norway locked. Like everybody was ready with a rifle. Like I think there was a picture of a soldier actually standing in the bus, holding his rifle, ready to go. Yeah. We are not going to go too deep with it, Jay, because it's a grim thing to talk about. So we're not going to talk about it because of that.
Gotcha.
But like the awareness system here in Norway when it comes to an attack, because back at that time there was a lot of talk about it being from other countries. So the whole Norway actually froze when they actually realized it was a Norwegian person doing this to other Norwegians.
Gotcha.
But again, it was back at the time when basically the whole world was actually on edge. So you could see like the whole Norwegian Kingsguard. They were actually like, some of them were like laying there with the MG, ready to fire on anything that moved outside the castle. They were ready for everything. They actually yelled out warnings to one person that was actually coming up towards the castle with a bucket of flowers to put it down as a memorial for what actually happened. So everybody was on edge.
Yeah.
And it was so it was so tense. Like we know what just happened with a certain person in the US. We're not going to go in politics.
Discuss it, but yeah, I know.
Yeah, like everybody went in like defense mode right away. That's part of the job.
Yep.
And the whole Norway, like every like airport, every like police station, everything was in motion. You saw armored policemen, armored military around basically everywhere in the whole fucking country because they didn't know what was actually going on at that moment. And there was like, everybody was like, okay, there was this one guy, but there might be one or two more, maybe, that there had been like some miscommunication and information about something because this person had some company or people visiting him and stuff. There was so much going on, and he also like talked about some cult stuff. So
Yeah,
what
that's
they
not
understood
good.
from him was that it was more people out there doing it. So whole Noah was just armed, ready. So yeah, it was a special time.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Mhm.
So it's kind of funny to think about seeing a Norwegian soldier standing in the bus with a fucking AG3 ready to fire, like ready to go in battle. Just
Yeah.
stop the fucking bus. I'm going to fight.
Or
It,
I would
it,
also like to imagine that he imagined the guy coming into the bus and he would have to just lay somebody out through like a grandma's like pie or something. Like
mm-hmm.
there's a grandma sitting like in front of him with a pie like in the aisle of the bus or something. There's an old lady
Yep.
with a cane. There's like a dude with a big backpack. Like they're all just like chilling, and then this dude comes in,
Mm-hmm.
yells at everyone to get down. This soldier's gonna have to shoot through all of these just inanimate objects to get through. Poor
Yeah.
Granny's pie, the dude's backpack, the old lady's cane. It's like,
Again,
oh
like
no.
we all know that what the US actually calls the AG3,
Mm,
like the Norwegian AG3, because the Norwegian military and the American military does have some Arctic training together.
yes, which is really cool.
And when the AG3 was constantly in use back then, it was ridiculous because it was named the Norwegian hand cannon
Mm-hmm.
because of its fucking powers.
Kind of like the SA-58 is the 20-round flashbang dispenser.
Yes. Yes.
Especially if you're getting the short boy,
Um,
the OSW, the real short boy.
yeah. So it's kind of funny to think about how like a simple little just soldier like standing in the bus with a fucking AG
Mm-hmm.
ready.
Ready to rumble. He's ready to
Yes.
go. Send him in, chief.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is so much like we know the world is not a safe place.
Mm-mm.
Easy peasy. It's like I have learned to live by the logic of you know what? If I die, I die. I'm not paying taxes then.
I can't pay taxes if I'm dead.
Yes. Exactly.
Or rather, I
So
don't have to pay. Well, I don't know. Maybe they might tax your ass, depending on where you live. They might try to
you
tax
know
your
what?
ass while you're dead. Who knows? Who
Do
might
you
say?
even care then? Who's gonna give a fuck then if they are dead? Who's
That's
gonna
also
give a
true.
fuck?
That's also fair.
So yeah, I'm just gonna say that no matter how dark and grey things can be in now times,
Mhm.
I don't give a fuck.
That's fair.
Because
It's fair. It is
I'm
fair.
doing what I can, like having a good time with you guys on this community, sitting here talking shit about stuff, and also making fun of my own country and how fucked up we can be.
I think that's most people
But
with their
again,
country, if we're honest. So everyone's got a complaint somewhere.
oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I kind of want to like post a video in general and let you guys see how, because I know somebody was pointing out how I sometimes sound British.
Were they?
I know somebody had said it before
Oh.
that I sometimes sound a little bit more British than Norwegian.
I mean, I could kind of see it. Although I've been around you long enough at this point where the Norwegian is more what I hear than British. I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't know that I get British off of you very like at all.
but
If ever.
have you ever seen rally like dirt rally and stuff?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
well, not
have you
rallycross.
seen?
That's with bikes, but yeah.
Yeah, have you heard about the rally driver from Norway called Petter Solberg?
Mm-mm. Not the name
You
doesn't ring a
haven't?
bell anyway. No.
No. Okay. To say it this way, you know, when you crash, you basically accuse the speed and the crash itself,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
The way he said it, and trust me, he have actually said it on live television. It's not that fart that kills; it's the smell. And what he actually was actually supposed to say is, it's not the speed that kills; it's the crash.
Oh.
But the fart or fart in Norwegian means
Mm.
speed.
Ah, okay.
Smell means crash.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think about it this way, you're talking with a Norwegian person and they are trying to speak English and they are like half English, half Norwegian, and you're just going to be standing there.
Yeah.
Huh?
What?
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 What? So it's funny to think about how fucked up Norwegians can be.
Mhm.
And I'm one of them.
That just reminded me. I can't remember the dude's name, but the older guy off of Top Gear, his quote of I can't remember his fucking name. Do you remember his
May?
No, I can't remember his fucking name. God damn, I can see his face.
Richard Hammond?
Is that him? Is that him?
No, that's the short one.
Oh, that's the shorter guy.
The one they quote unquote say is the oldest one is James May.
Yes, it's the other guy. I can't remember his fucking name.
You're talking about the quote unquote baboon, as they call him. Clarkson. Jeremy Clarkson.
Is it? Hold on. I can't. I'm confusing names with other names. Hold on. Fucking damn it, piece of shit.
You're talking about Top Gear, right?
Yeah,
the British television program?
Yeah, with the three dudes.
Or the fake, how we say wolf in Norwegian? Ulv.
Hold on. I gotta pull it up.
Ulv is how we say it in Norwegian.
Yeah, Jeremy Clarkson. Okay, that I was thinking of.
Yeah, Jeremy Clarkson.
Yeah. Anyway, the reason I was trying to bring him up was what you said about Speed not killing people. It was a quote. I'm probably not quoting it directly as he said it, but it was Speed never killed anybody. The sudden stop of Speed is what really does you in. that is so fucking funny. At the time, because I'd never seen that clip, I watched that like during that episode. That was so fucking funny because it's like he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
No,
Speed never killed anybody. Speed doesn't fucking kill a goddamn thing. It's the sudden stop of Speed that seems to kill people.
Well, actually, you're kind of wrong at the same time.
I mean, true. If you're going fast enough, you'll G-lock and then fucking what is it?
No blood comes to the brain or something, and
no, it's the lack of oxygen to the brain.
Yeah, that too.
I can't remember the fuck the term. There's a term for that, but
yeah.
He's basically
like hyper-asphyxiation
or some shit like that. Speed can kill you, but not in a car. Most cars are not going to reach that speed. So
no, not even a fucking supercar.
Mm-mm. If you got a car that's going Mach like 9 or 10. You might want to hide that before the government comes to find you.
Yeah.
Because somebody in some government will find out, and they will not be too happy about that.
Yeah. The only one who would actually love to have a good talk with you and not be pissed off at you is NASA. Because they want to find out, how the fuck did you do that?
Mm-hmm.
Can you apply it to a rocket?
The whichever company it is that does drag races. Where it's just a straight fucking line. It's like, we have an idea. How fast can you go before hitting a concrete barrier at the end of the runway? See how fast you can fucking go. You're gonna die at this speed anyway, so fuck it. We don't even put brakes in there. Too much weight. We gotta get more speed.
Yeah. You want the seat? Well, fuck that. It takes too much weight.
Mm-hmm.
You want the steering wheel? Well, I'm gonna give you this toothpick so you have something to hold on to.
Yep.
This
is a 1.5 inch in diameter metal bar. Hold on to that. You can't turn it. Don't try to turn it. If you try to turn it, it will break. Don't turn it. I'm telling you, don't do it. But hold on to that. Use both feet to push in this pedal. Don't push the other pedal. That pedal doesn't do anything. It's literally just there to pass safety inspections. It doesn't do anything. Put both feet on the really big pedal and press down hard. And don't let go. If you let go, you die. But if you keep on it, you die faster.
Yes.
If you die going faster, you could possibly break the land speed record. And then you'll be immortal. But you'll still be dead.
Yeah. Anything is there any other questions for
Yeah.
me and Wolf
We probably
before
should
I
get...
go off?
Yeah. We diverted a little bit. We're probably
Oh.
wouldn't be a bad idea from now on having a script of some kind or like talking points.
Yeah, maybe.
Just to keep us on topic a little bit.
Hey, today we were just free rolling with
Exactly,
it, so
yeah. That is true.
So who gives a fuck?
Exactly.
Any questions, anybody?
Any last minute questions before we wrap up this section of stream? I don't know if I'll play anything else. Maybe I'll just leave this as a special little short stream just for funsies.
Maybe.
And
it's still going to be fun to think about who is going to be the one to get the parts first of me and you.
Yeah, we will. What are we gambling anything for who gets them first? Are we gambling anything?
Do we have anything to gamble about?
Probably not.
Nah.
I don't think so.
I assume the chat has actually kind of died out.
So we still have people in here. I think they're just kind of listening. I don't think we have any more questions, so that might be part of it.
Is there any questions about how you pronounce something in Norwegian?
No.
Anybody? Just for the hell of it?
Also, with would there be any accents above any of those? Would there be an accent above the U or the V at all? If you were actually writing it? Or is it just ULV?
Yeah, ULV.
Ulva? Okay.
Ulv. Is there anything you, Wolf, want me to translate in Norwegian?
Not that I can think of off the top. Oh, boobs. What are boobs? I gotta know.
Oh my god.
I gotta know these things, okay?
Pupper.
What?
Pupper. Boobs.
Megan said the same thing. Hell yeah!
Boobs.
Oh.
Pupper.
Nice.
Og hun dama der har veldig fine pupper. That means that lady over there has pretty nice tits.
Nice.
Yeah, Megan, I kind of had a suspicion about that. It's basically Wolf.
Mm-hmm.
We know him for that, and I guess we kind of love him for that as well, even though he's a little bit fucked up.
You're right. I admit it. You're right.
Of course I'm right.
You're right. What can I say? You're right. What am I gonna do? Shit. What am I gonna do?
So I assume it's nothing else? Nothing absolutely else?
Nah. Not at the moment, anyway.
Oh, titties!
Oh, titties. Oh, titties.
Let's go. Oh, Luna, are you excited for what next Monday is gonna be? Would you like an insight to what Monday is gonna be?
I have a suspicion.
Now that I've confirmed what we're doing, or kind of loosely confirmed what we're doing Wednesday. Or do you actually? Are we doing anything Friday? What's the plan for Friday? I guess is the better question.
Since we didn't have any DayZ today, or we kind of had, but we have prepped for an event.
We spent like 20 minutes out of 3 hours. 3 hours and 20 minutes. The first 20 minutes of that 3 hour and 20 minutes, we did DayZ. It doesn't really count.
So yeah, I think we can scratch that and maybe move that for next week.
Yeah, at the very least, put out that we're going to try and do it again next week, so people you know can try to
have a better chance to join in. Because Zero, he ditched us.
Plank was
ditched
gone.
us.
He just didn't tell me that he was gone. So
but he ditched us anyway.
Yeah. I told him that, or I made the announcement that people like DayZ people needed to be, or at least let us know if they'd be present for this stream, and we didn't hear anything from people for the most part. So I know, other than Dune said he wouldn't be there, but that was
he did tell me that he would maybe be here or not.
Okay.
But he was also going to try to get more people to join in
Gotcha.
case we would have some sort of like 2 teams,
Mm-hmm.
one bad team and one good team, and the
Mhm.
good team was supposed to do what what I was telling you about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Example.
Hey, we can try that again at some point for sure, because I do think
Yeah,
that
of
would be
course.
fun. We just have to not have the right number of peepuses. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, if we don't end up doing DayZ on Friday, I might bump what I was planning on doing, what I alluded to last stream, to Friday, just to see. I also don't know what Ghost's plans are. If we end up going to Bing on Sunday, he may not want to do stream on Monday, just because I know sometimes going to the field hits him a little harder in terms of tiredness than it hits me. But that's because I'm more adjusted to it. So
Yeah, he's older than you, isn't he?
no, I'm older than he is.
Well,
Not
you
by
can just say
much,
to him,
but-
he's old. You can just tell him he's old.
Old man.
Han en gammel mann.
I mean, he also has an actual like proper job that I don't. So he has to be up early and go to bed or whatever. However the fuck, you know what I mean.
Yeah. If you wonder what I just said there, he is an old man.
Man.
Han en gammel mann.
You said syllables.
And
that
also,
don't work. You said
there is
syllables that
also
don't
like,
exist. You said syllables that don't exist in that. Fuck. See, that would be my thing, trying to learn a new language, especially if it's like a Nordic language or or German or anything in that vein. When I look at those languages, it's like, oh yeah, sure, I can pronounce that, but there's extra syllables and consonants in that shit that don't fucking exist in the actual word. That would fuck me up royally.
Okay,
it doesn't exist.
Yeah. The one last thing. Say a sentence you want me to translate.
Okay. Trying to think of like a good, like just normal sentence. That would be let's see. Let's just assume, like you're in Norway and you gotta find the bathroom.
Yeah.
How do you say where is the bathroom? How do you say that?
Hvor er toalettet?
Oh.
Hvor er toalettet?
Okay, that last part
again,
made sense because it's like toilet. That made sense. Assuming that's the part that means bathroom.
Okay. But there is also, you have to think about it this way, there is different dialects.
Yeah, that's also the thing that would fuck me over.
Hvor er dassen? Hvor er dassen?
I got none of that. Does dassen mean bathroom?
Yes.
Okay.
In certain dialects, like, to say it this way, I know, or I have at least heard about the American police being quite strict when it comes to certain things, right?
I mean, it depends what you're talking about, but sure.
Yeah. In north of Norway, the people are so vile when it comes to how they talk, but it's not just because of like swearing and stuff like that. It's basically a norm up in North Norway, where even a person can basically call the police a fucking horse dick. Yes. Du er forbanna hestbekk. That's basically what I just said now.
Okay.
Du er forbanna hestbekk. So the funny thing is, like in North Norway, you actually don't get in trouble for calling the police a fucking horse dick. But if you do that in South Norway, oh fuck, you're fucked.
So I mean, that's kind of how it works here in the States. It's not like a crime to insult the police. I mean, they deal with that on a regular. That's a very regular thing that happens. It just depends on how they respond to it. It's not a great idea to insult the police because that gives them a reason to like stop you and question you and all this other stuff. But technically, it's not a crime. You shouldn't do it, but it's not a crime either.
It's not a crime, but it's not recommended.
Yeah, it's not really right. You shouldn't do it. It's just it's rude. It's not polite to just insult somebody out of the blue, but it's also not a crime to just insult like somebody out of the blue. If you're doing it specifically to like a police officer or like if you're doing it to somebody based on race, ethnicity, or like gender or something, that becomes a little more gray area-ish where it could potentially be a crime. But if you're just insulting someone to insult somebody and there's no other like premeditated thing behind it, that's not really a crime, I guess. No. If there's no premeditation and it just happens, like you just randomly insult somebody out on the street, it's not a crime. You just probably shouldn't do it. Because most people are going to react poorly to that. Normally.
Yeah. Oh, that's understandable.
Yeah.
Again, like, who wants to actually be called something bad?
Yeah, it's not a... Yeah, you don't really want to be... Honestly, I feel like most people, if you just randomly, like, they don't know who you are, you don't know who they are, and you just insult them, I feel like most people would just be really fucking confused. It's like, the fuck? What? What did I do to you?
Where did that come from?
What did I do to you?
Where did that come from?
Yeah, I feel like that's the general response. Obviously, there's ones where it's like, the extreme of that is, okay, well, I'm going to fuck you up then. If you're going to insult me for no reason, I'm going to fuck you up. And then there's the other extreme of like, I don't fucking care. Like, just complete nonchalant, like, okay, whatever. There's definitely extremes on either end, but, you know, I don't know. Just for reference, anyone watching, don't curse. Don't just randomly curse someone out, especially not a cop. That's not a great idea. I'm not saying to do that. It's not recommended at all. Don't do that. And for God's sake, if you do it, don't tell them I told you to do that. I don't need that, because that's a lie. I didn't tell you to do shit.
Hey, definitely make sure you put it on Wolf.
Please don't. I don't know you, and I didn't tell you to do shit. Who are you?
See you, Megan.
Have a good one, Megan. Thank you for watching.
I'm also actually going to be going off now, so yeah.
I'm going to go do like
Thank
an
you for
hour of
tonight.
Kingdoms and Castles, I think.
Yeah, you do that. And you have fun. And everybody in chat, have a good night.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.